From Jurupa Valley High School, it's the Jaguars of Jurupa Valley taking on the Eagles of La Sierra on the Riverside Game of the Week. I'm J.R. Ibarra. This is Jeff Gorham. Jeff, we've got River Valley League starting tonight, week number 1. It's obviously time to hit the reset button and start all over and try to vie for that league championship and maybe a bid for CIF.
I'll tell you what, and we're going to start with La Sierra. La Sierra comes into tonight's game 4-1, the best start they've had in years. Coach Gary Hedlund is looking for his first River Valley League championship.
Kind of a struggle a little bit for Jurupa. They've come in at a 0-5, but nonetheless, when you start league play, it's like ground zero again. Things can happen, and I know both coaches tonight, and talking to them, it's like, you know what, whatever's happened in the past is in the past, and now you start with game number 1 and just try to build momentum from there.
Well, Rick Covington is really just trying to build a culture here at Jurupa Valley. You know, they haven't won in the past, but he's trying to bring a winning culture. He's come from Ken Batdorf under his umbrella. He was at Norte Vista as a defensive coordinator for years, 9 years to be exact, and he's going to bring that same passion, that same commitment here to Jurupa Valley.
It's interesting to note that there are 4 teams right now in River Valley League that have 4-1 records. You have Hillcrest at 2-3, so obviously very competitive again. Maybe we'll see that 5 or 4-way tie again. Who knows?
It could happen again. I'll tell you what, Hillcrest, even though they're 2-3, they're battling Norte Vista tonight, so Norte Vista is going to bookend with a game against Hillcrest and then finish with Ramona. The River Valley League is wide open, to say the least.
We're about ready to tee up. Sit back. Let's enjoy some football here on a Friday night. It is homecoming night here at Jurupa Valley as the Jaguars of Jurupa Valley take on the Eagles of La Sierra High School. J.R. Ibarra along with Jeff Gorham. It's a nice night for football. Glad to have you along with us here on Riverside TV for our Riverside TV Game of the Week. Jeff, as we mentioned, it is the first game of league play. Obviously a lot riding on the sidelines here. Both teams kind of have some very opposing records on the season. As we previously mentioned, La Sierra at 4-1. Jurupa Valley still looking for some traction at 0-5. So it's a really important night here for both of these squads.
Yeah, and if we're talking about Jurupa Valley, it's homecoming. It's the start of the River Valley League, start of the league, and it's 2 good friends coaching against one another in Rick Covington at Jurupa Valley and Gary Hedlund at La Sierra. Both were coaches under the great Ken Batdorf at Norte Vista, part of that coaching tree that seems to go on and on and on.
Yeah, it's that ripple effect, Coach Batdorf. I mean, he's really been an influence here on Riverside football. Obviously, we're seeing that on the sidelines here with these 2 head coaches. It is Coach Rick Covington only in his 2nd year here, so he's trying to get some momentum, obviously trying to establish some things from a football standpoint, whereas Gary Hedlund has been in place since 2015. Has had some reasonably good success, and now with a 4-1 record, this team is really looking like a very strong contender for a league title.
I'll tell you what, they've won their 3rd in a row. In fact, they had a good win last week against Paris, where they won 21-14. But the key for them is their quarterback, Bryce Poppy. He's completed nearly 60% of his passes over the last 3 weeks to the tune of 550-plus yards and 5 touchdowns. So that is the big key for La Sierra. Can they continue to score a lot of points with that very, very good skilled players?
Looking down at the coin toss, it appears that Jurupa Valley has elected to defer to the second half. It is Jurupa Valley in the dark blue uniforms tonight, and it is La Sierra in the white and blue trim. And it'll be La Sierra electing to receive to start off tonight's game. Yeah, kind of a good strategy on that point.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's you want to get the ball in the second half, and I'll tell you, any way you can size it up for Jurupa Valley to gain an advantage, you've got to, building culture, you've got to sometimes make tough decisions, and I'll tell you, Coach Rick Covington and his offensive coordinator, Ray Villarreal, are in for a good one tonight.
Bruce Poppy will be your starting quarterback here for the Eagles of La Sierra, as you mentioned, Jeff, and there's Coach Covington, as we mentioned, in his 2nd year on the sidelines here for Jurupa Valley. interesting background. He comes from Georgia, so he comes from that southeast football territory, and says that, boy, during his playing days, it was quite a physical place to play some football, especially at the high school ranks. And he's trying to bring some of that same flavor here to Southern California.
Yeah, and he's got the defensive culture. I mean, he was a defensive DC for 9 years under Ken Batdorf and led them to several championships, including a run to the CIF championship twice versus Citrus Hill and San G.
So it looks like a very short kick taken up at the 30, brought forth and pushed out of bounds. Looks like Nathan Torres grabs the football to start things off for tonight. Scratch that. That is Elijah Randall who grabbed the football. And here's your starting offensive crew for La Sierra High School, with Ruiz, Gonzalez, Alvarez, Morgan, Contreras, and Serrato making up your line. Noel Dorado spread out as receivers. Sergio Perez, Andre Thomas, a huge threat. And your quarterback, Bryce Poppy, who's having a really good season so far, operating from the shotgun to start off tonight here with a 1st and 10. To give, goes right through the middle. Your carrier, Luke Noel, picks up about 3 to 4 yards on the carry.
Yeah, and look for La Sierra to come out and see if they can establish a running game early to size up the Jurupa Valley defensive line. If they can continue to find holes in that defensive line, they're going to run the ball primarily tonight.
So we'll call it a 2nd and 6 situation now for La Sierra. Once again, the give goes right up the middle. Actually, kind of off left tackle on that one. Your ball carrier, Anthony Dorado for La Sierra.
And good stop here so far by Jurupa Valley's defense.
There's your defensive starters here for Jurupa Valley. Belangeri, Calderon, Diaz, Colorado, Gomez, and Miller, along with Miramontes, who's also your starting quarterback. That's an interesting mix there with Nava, Jones, Hernandez, and Hinojosa. 3rd and 4 is now where we're at here with La Sierra. Back to passes Poppy. Has a receiver with Thomas. Makes the catch, picks up a 1st down, and takes the ball inside of the territory of Jurupa Valley, and with a first down of the night here for La Sierra.
And look for La Sierra with Bryce Poppy. He's got those very good wide receivers in Perez and Thomas. They'll go deep. They'll go right over the middle on a lot of slant patterns. And La Sierra goes for the home run quite a bit.
Nice toss out to Thomas, who will pick up the 1st down. So we got 1st down and 10 now. Right at about the 43-yard line of Jurupa Valley. Poppy. Once again, the give. This time to Dorado. Cuts back through the middle. We'll pick up a couple and bring up a 2nd down situation.
Yeah, Dorado, the junior, averages 15 yards per carry, but only has 75 yards on the year. He's getting his first big start here in the River Valley League opener.
There's another look as Dorado as he cuts it back through the right side portion of the field. Picks up 3 on the play, makes it a 2nd and 7 situation. Still early here in the 1st quarter, no score. Now single setback. Poppy looks like he wants to keep it. He's going to be dragged down for a loss. Boy, he will lose upwards of 6 yards on that play. So he was looking to his left, and there just was nothing there at all.
No, those defensive ends for Jurupa Valley were right there as you see him funneling them out to the outside, and an entire litter of Jaguars jumped on the Eagle, Bryce Poppy.
Credit Jordan Diaz on that tackle. So they get a favorable spot, sets them back. It'll make it a 3rd down and 11, excuse me. Once again, single setback with Noel in the backfield. Poppy looking to his right, flag on the play. In fact, they're going to stop. Might have been movement. We'll see what the call is here. They call dead ball. Looks like illegal motion here. No, it's going to call it offsides. So, a favorable call here goes in favor of La Sierra. Didn't see exactly who jumped off there. Who do we got in the officiating crew there, Jeff?
I'll have to pull that up here. We have referee Ruben Romo, umpire Gene Zaletta, linesman Eric Dickerson, line judge Bill Barrett, and back judge Rick Pay.
So it is third down. We do have 3rd and 6. Once again, singles set back to passes. Poppy looking for Thomas, who makes the catch, takes the ball inside of the 30. It looks like he will get the first down, depending on where they spot it. Thomas, once again, he's an all-purpose kind of guy. The primary receiver, or one of the favorite receivers here for Poppy, makes the grab and is brought down inside of the 30.
Yeah, Thomas getting 116 yards per game. That's 18.7 yards, though, per catch on 31 receptions on the year with 6 touchdowns.
Oh, we got a lineman down here for La Sierra. That is Jacob Ruiz, a sophomore. He is down, and boy, he looks like he's in a lot of pain. So obviously trainers will tend to his health needs at the moment. There you see Coach Gary Hedlund. Been at the helm here for La Sierra since 2015. As we previously mentioned, one of those alumni from Norte Vista from the coaching ranks.
And his father, Ken, is a longtime football coach. He was at Mount San Jacinto and was a head coach at a number of places. In fact, he was Gary's assistant coach a couple years ago, and I know from experience coaching with my dad, he said, hey, you know, Dad,
there's
I love
good things
you.
and there's bad things.
I love you, Dad, but I don't think we can coach together. You can sit up, we can enjoy being grandpa, enjoy watching me coach the game. But yeah, Ken and Gary, both great football minds here in the Inland Empire.
Yeah, Gary, as we were talking with him before the game, boy, he credits his dad to the influence he's been on his coaching career. So obviously, you know, he's come through the ranks. He says he was on the sidelines as a 3-year-old, just observing everything his dad was doing, and definitely caught the coaching bug way back then.
Yeah, and talking, I know Coach Hedlund, and I will say this, a lot of coaches are, sometimes you talk to them and they talk about their accolades, but every time you talk to Gary Hedlund, the first thing he talks about is family, and
Right.
You know, he has an extension of his own son. He's got a 1-year-old at home, and he and his beautiful wife consider all these players under varsity, JV, and freshmen all part of his family, and it's family first, and that's the culture that La Sierra's kind of adopted with Gary Hedlund. He's done a great job.
Looks like Jacob Ruiz being helped off the field. That does not look very promising for him to make a return, so we'll try to keep up on what his status is for the night, but we wish him all the best, and hopefully he can return, and maybe if not tonight, somewhere down the line here. So we are at 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at the 29-yard line. Still early here in the first quarter, 8:15 and counting. No score. Once again, it's Noel in the backfield there with Poppy. Poppy looking back over to his right. Has a man open, and catch is made. Sergio Perez makes the grab on that one. We'll pick up about 7 yards on the reception.
Yeah, if you really watch Bryce Poppy, I mean, he gets right in that pocket, and he's very poised. He makes very quick but calculated decisions. A very good high school quarterback here for the Eagles.
We'll call it a pickup of 6, so it's 2nd and 4. Ball spotted right at about the 23-yard line. Clock continues to roll at 7:30 here in the first quarter. Poppy on the give to Dorado. Dorado still on his feet. Keeps the feet moving, maybe just shy of the first down marker. So he'll pick up about 2 yards on the carry. Nope, looks like they're going to give him the first down. So great effort by Dorado.
Yeah, Dorado getting hit first, but continues using those legs to gain a few yards there.
Seen great balance on this offensive attack so far from La Sierra. Great mix of play calling. Inside of 7 minutes, 1st down and 10. Ball is spotted at the 18. Poppy having to roll out to his left, looking into the end zone. Little bit of a push off. And no signal yet. He'll be out of bounds. But the intended receiver of Thomas, I think Andre got away with a little bit of a push off here.
Nice fade route over the top. Through to this outside. Perfect pass, just a little bit wide. Looks like he had 1 foot in.
That was pretty close, but I think his heel might have been just outside that line there, so he was not given the benefit of the doubt. So brings up 2nd and 10. Stops the clock at 6:46 here in the first. Once again, it's Noel. Lone setback with 3 spread right. Poppy looking to throw to his right. Catch is made. Looks like this time that'll be Vincent Serrato, your tight end, making the grab.
The Hooper Valley defense doing quite well here early. Poppy being very successful passing wise, but keeping the La Sierra Eagles out of the end zone here early. A lot of blitz we're showing here.
Brings up a 3rd down now. 3rd and 6. Ball spotted at the 14. Poppy now with 3 receivers spread out to his left. He's going to look left. Rolls out. Still looking around. Gets popped in the end zone. Overthrows his intended receiver. Looks like Noah Santana was trying to make the grab, but comes up just short.
A great blitz package there by the Jaguars, as we see here. Poppy had to kind of almost jump as he threw the ball.
Boy, he really threw that up for grabs, so thankfully it went over the head. Looks like they will now make the field goal attempt. Tyler Wheelwright, your place kicker. Spotted right at the 20 for a 30-yard. Oh, kind of a low, and it is no good. That is right at about his best of the season at 30 yards. So unfortunately, Wheelwright not able to get it through the uprights. So no score at 5:55 here from Jurupa Valley.
Good stop by the Jags and the head coach.
Here's a look at
Rick Covington.
Here's a look at your offensive starters here for Jurupa Valley. That includes Diaz, Pancho Mejia, Serafin Salamanca, Nacho Lopez, Aldo Silva, Joel Cabral, Jacob Miller, Danny Ortega. Your backfield consisting of Julian Colorado, Rory Camaro, and Ben Miramontes. Junior quarterback making the play calling here for the Jags of Jurupa Valley. 1st and 10 at the 20. Ball give going right up the middle. Still keeping the feet moving and possibly a 1st down here.
And almost looked like a rugby match right there, a scrum.
A little scrum going on.
My days of living in New Zealand, I used to watch the world champion All Blacks team, and very reminiscent of a fine scrum there.
So that'll pick up 9 yards on the carry. Once again, give off tackle. Excuse me while I grab a number here.
And this is the first game that Coach Rick Covington has his entire team. You know, he had a couple kids who were academically ineligible that are back in uniform, and transfers as well. So he has his full team here. The first game of the River Valley League.
Well, I'm trying to get an identification here because I see number 40, but yet I do not have a number 40 on my roster. So we'll try to figure out who that is in just a bit. And once again, actually we have a rollout this time of Miramontes, but there's a flag on the play. Miramontes gets pushed out just past midfield, but we may have it come back for a holding call. Yep, that's what it is. Holding on Jurupa Valley. So very nice gain by Miramontes is negated here. Nice read option and a great run, but here again is kind of that inconsistency that unfortunately Jurupa Valley has struggled with here in the 2018 campaign.
And I think the biggest, I shouldn't say it's a problem, but the biggest hurdle that Jurupa Valley has is a lot of these kids, when they come to school as freshmen, they've never played football.
Right.
So, you know, teaching these guys, and it's Covington's second year. he really has to start from the ground up, and he's got great young coaches coaching his freshman and JV teams.
So that'll set them back 10 yards. Give once again up the middle. And for a gain, I'm having a little bit of difficulty, and we got into the flag on the play, so this is not helping Harupa at all if this happens to go against the Jags. Yeah, we got a personal foul called. But this time it's going to go against La Sierra, so this time the beneficiary goes to Harupa Valley.
And Danny Ortega, the ball carrier on that last play by the Jaguars.
So this will push the football right to about the 42-yard line. So they are just shy of a possible first down here. So 2nd and 1 is the call. 2nd and a foot. Actually looks like they're moving the yardsticks, and we'll call it a first down. 4:34 here in the first quarter. No score. Harupa Valley, and the carry right up the middle. This time your ball carrier, Rory Camaro.
Great play call there by the Jaguars. You know, the Jaguars offensive coordinator, Ray Villarreal, is another part of that Ken Batdorf coaching tree. He was the offensive coordinator for the Braves for the last 5+ years. Done a great job for Ken.
Great influence by Coach Batdorf. See a lot of influence from former players, former coaches. 2nd and 5. The pitch goes out this time off to the left. We're still trying to identify number 40.
I've got our guys on it.
We'll find that out in just a bit. But tends to be kind of a typical thing in high school football. Sometimes they make some switcheroos on numbers and names for us. I think we're trying to. We'll find that out in just a bit here. 3rd and 3 is going to be your situation for Harupa Valley. Ball spotted just about at midfield at the 49-yard line. Pickup of a first down this time. Your ball carrier once again, Camaro. Some really nice running going on here from Harupa Valley. They are moving the yardsticks here, Jeff.
Yeah, Rory Camaro. I mean, a lot of great play calling here. They're running off tackle stuff. You know, they set up in a 2-back set we've seen. You know, we talked to Coach Covington's Auburn-style football.
1st and 10. Ball's in the territory of La Sierra. Keeper by Miramontes. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the carry, on the keeper.
They're going to run a double tight with a shotgun set. They pass 60-40. Tonight, though, they're really showing a lot of ground and pound.
Miramontes, a tall, lanky kid, about 6'2", 180 pounds. He should have some good vision of the field. Picks up 4 in the play, makes it a 2nd and 6 situation. It is now at the 33-yard line of La Sierra. Miramontes. The give this time goes absolutely nowhere, possibly a loss of a yard or two.
There's a double tight set there with the tight end run around.
Once again, Ortega, your ball carrier. As clock is winding down, just about 2 minutes left here in the first quarter, no score. But a very nice mix offensively here, a very nice drive going on for Harupa Valley. Let's see if they can make something out of it. So that loss will bring things back to make it a 3rd and 10 situation. Miramontes on the keeper. Will pick up close to 6, maybe 7 yards on the carry. Ball's now right at about the 30. There you see Miramontes. Nice run.
And a good fake.
Picks up 7. Makes it a 4th and 3 situation with the ball right at the 30. So Coach Covington decides he wants to go for it. Might be a little too long for his kicking crew. The give this time goes just shy of the first down. Once again, it is Ortega, your ball carrier. So giving it up on downs, unfortunately, the play stalls, or I should say the series stalls here, as Ortega is taken down right at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Danny Ortega, he's got to put a hand out there. If he's going down and he's at that line of scrimmage, I mean, you've got to get that first down. You got to stretch.
Anthony Dorado making the stop on the play for La Sierra, but it's turnover on down, so La Sierra deep into territory of Jurupa Valley. Clock continues. Actually, clock is stopped at 1:04. And we've got whistles. I think we had a procedure call here on La Sierra. Yep. There was some movement on the right side. I think Luke Noel was just trying to get a little bit of a head start. He got with his hand caught in the cookie jar there.
Yeah, quick first quarter here, though. Beautiful night in the Jurupa Valley. Great stadium. This is the first time I've... Yeah, it looks like the receiver left a...
Oh, yeah, left a little too soon. Actually, that was Noah Santana making the quick move here. Now it's Noel who's your ball carrier, and he's going to be grabbed behind the line of scrimmage, or right at about scrimmage line here. So it looks like no gain on the play. Clock continues to roll inside of 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Diego Calderon in there with the tackle.
So possibly one more play left here as we're now inside of 30 seconds. And it's Thomas. Scratch that. That is Randall, Elijah Randall, your ball carrier. As the clock continues to roll, and I don't think La Sierra will have enough time to make another play before we do the switcheroo for the second quarter here. So Randall with the carry. Makes it a 3rd and 7, and that expires the first quarter of play. No score. I'm actually a little bit surprised. It's been a nice battle offensively between your offensive coordinators here to try to keep things moving.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. You would never know that Jurupa Valley's 0-5 going into this ball game, and yet they've really stopped an offensive juggernaut. I think La Sierra has skilled guys at every position, but Jurupa Valley has run a very good game plan. You can obviously tell these guys have scouted one another. They know each other quite well, so it's nice to see a good ball game here.
There you see Coach Gary Hedlund along with his troops down there on the sidelines. As we mentioned, Hedlund been at the helm here for La Sierra since 2015. Off to a really good start at a 4-1 record as they come into this first week of league play. Kind of interesting, Jeff. We had mentioned it here in pregame. We have 4 teams in River Valley at 4-1, so that possible scenario again of a 5-way tie. I know a lot of people are not hoping for that again.
The 5 schools that won last year, though, they all have a banner in their gym that says they were a champion.
Exactly, but it shows you how great the football is here in River Valley. Back to pass. Looking out. Catch is made, and ball is dropped. Elijah Randall made the initial grab, but the ball was popped out of his hands. Would have been a nice gainer there.
Yeah, Randall, normally receiver, we just saw him there. He averages 10 yards per carry or per catch. Using him a little bit at running back tonight. He's going to be a multi-purpose back/wide receiver.
Credit Angel Gonzalez on making the hit and taking away a very long gainer on a first down for sure. Whoa, we got a high snap over the head of Wheelwright. He very wisely downs it inside of the 5-yard line. Wow. It's mistakes like that that can cost you big time, as now it'll be a 1st and goal situation here for the Jaguars. Wow, look at that snap, Jeff.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, normally you see that the first 5 games of the year as you kind of get used to playing, but as we are here in Game 6, that's a tough one right there, and it could cost you. Special teams close games can cost you or win you games.
Boy, isn't that a true fact? And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here for Jurupa Valley. They had two players who had not gotten to the scrimmage line there, so Coach Covington said, hey, hold on a second. Hold on just a minute, guys. So Coach Covington.
And if you notice something, we had a nice little story we talked about prior to the game as we were talking to Coach Covington, is you notice some of the players for the Jaguars have their names on the back of their jerseys.
Right.
And it is a privilege. It's if you have a 3.0, then your name goes on the back of a jersey.
That is a great idea. I love that.
Yeah, you got to earn your name on the back of that shirt, because you do play for the name on the front of the shirt, your high school, but I'll tell you what, there are some perks if you are playing under Covington staff. Hey, if you're a good student, you're a good student athlete, you're a good citizen, your name goes in the back of your jersey. I think everybody should adopt that. That's a great thing for these young men.
Greater incentive, greater sense of pride. I know I've seen some other programs implement that, and it's always a great way to showcase some of the talents of these kids. And we've got a touchdown. It was Julian Colorado as your single setback. And the Jags come up with the first score of the night.
Yeah, the big side. You look at they really set up that right side of that line and ran right off of that, just as they're doing right now. The right side of that. We've got three backs and a tight end.
Looks like at present they're showing a 2-point conversion attempt. So it's Julian Colorado once again in the backfield. He grabs it one more time. This time he's going to be stopped right at about the 2-yard line. So the 2-point conversion attempt goes nowhere, but nonetheless the Jags are able to make a conversion on the mistake and turnover by the Eagles. There you see once again the touchdown. As Colorado, your running back, stands only 5'7", 185, scoots off to the right, pretty much untouched on that play.
Yeah, great blocking on the offensive side of the ball on the right side, with Danny Ortega sealing that man for him to get in for the easy touchdown.
11:41 here in the second quarter. It is a 6-0 lead in favor of Jurupa Valley. There you see Coach Covington having a chat with his special teams crew.
You know, we've been to a few stadiums this year, and I'll say this Jurupa Valley Stadium is beautiful.
This is a nice facility.
Recently renovated in the last couple of years.
We got Andre Thomas once again back to receive, along with Anthony Dorado. Interesting kick, kind of a pooch kick, taken right at about the 39-yard line. So it'll be pretty respectable field position here for La Sierra. That was Vincent Serrato's, your tight end, who comes up grabbing the football. So I'm guessing the kicking game maybe is not quite as strong for the Jags of Jurupa here. So they put it on the ground to try to at least combat a long return. You got the likes of Andre Thomas, who's been a very strong kick returner, punt returner here in the 2018 season. So first down and 10 right at the 39-yard line. Really nice, respectable field position for the Eagles. Gaines, your ball carrier, takes it right to about the 48-yard line, very close to a first down.
We do have another score in the River Valley League. Hillcrest 7, Norte Vista nothing at the end of 1.
Great matchup tonight. I'm kind of curious to see how things shake out in this first week of league play amidst all these different teams here, especially when we got 4 of them at 4-1. 2nd and 1. And keeping the feet moving here. And will get the first down. It is Gaines, your ball carrier, and will get it past midfield. Moves the chains here for the Eagles. Jordan Diaz making the stop for Jurupa Valley. First down and 10. Inside of about the 48. To the 30 and stumbles. That is your ball carrier, Randall. Fortunately, Randall got his feet maybe a little bit ahead of himself.
Yeah, Randall had himself some pay dirt, but the pay dirt tripped him up a little bit, as we see here.
Maybe got a little too excited there as he had plenty of daylight, makes the juke move, and unfortunately stumbles on the turf. I mean, it's easy to do.
That 24-yard line right there.
Easy to do.
That could be a extra man. The 12th man for the Jags is that 24-yard line.
First down and 10. Your ball carrier is Noel. Picks up maybe 2 on the carry. Taking a second look, Luke Noel. Takes it just inside the 30. Yeah, actually, they spotted it just a touch back, so it's only a pickup of 1 on the play. Makes it a 2nd and 9 situation. Clock rolling at 9:45. 6-point lead here for Jurupa Valley. Out to his left. Tosses it over the head of Andre Thomas, the intended receiver there by Bryce Poppy. Wow, and it looks like Thomas really had to turn around for that one.
Yeah, Poppy just needs to relax. I mean, he had time.
He definitely had the open receiver.
Wide open, just make the easy pass.
Taking a second look at this, Poppy almost immediately out to his left, and you see Thomas just could not get a handle on that. Thomas is not the biggest target to reach for him. He's 5'8", but the speed is really there for Andre.
I have sandwiches larger than that young man.
3rd down and 9. Randall, your ball carrier. Looks like he'll rumble for about 5 on the carry, but will be well shy of the first down.
Randall getting a lot of action tonight. His name hasn't been called much in the first 5 games, but he is definitely used his name, said his name a lot tonight.
Elijah on the carry. Takes the ball down to the 25, makes it a 4th and 4 situation. So on the 4th down conversion attempt, Poppy scrambling around, looking for some daylight. Still on his feet, but is going to be called down for a loss. So once again, it's a turnover on downs here. And Poppy's getting just a bit frustrated. Had nobody open, really had to scramble around trying to find somebody in the open, but there was just nobody available.
The Jags are throwing a lot of blitz tonight, especially from those defensive ends. I mean, we watch here, they're getting right around everybody. And that has been the stalwart for the Jags tonight.
Well, I tell you, the Jags defensively have done very well, as now your ball carrier is Rory Camaro. Breaks free and takes the ball to the 45 of La Sierra.
You know, if we're comparing the two teams right now, I would say the Jags look like they want it a little more. Defensively, they're 2, 3, 4 guys in on every tackle. La Sierra has missed a few tackles here early on. I'm sure Coach Headland and his staff will adjust, but they just don't seem like, they seem somewhat out of sorts here.
Well, scratch that. We got a flag on the play, so that'll bring that all the way back. Boy, a really nice run gets negated by a mistake. So that'll push the line of scrimmage back to about the 25-yard line. Make it a 1st and long. 1st and 20. Boy, it's mistakes like that, unfortunately, that creates that inconsistency that I know Coach Covington is trying to overcome here. Clock is stopped at 8:37. And ball's taken just past the 35-yard line. Once again, Camaro is your ball carrier.
Rory Camaro, the senior running back, running pretty well. He goes inside and pops quickly outside.
Nice gainer. Ball's at the just shy of the 38-yard line. Make it a 2nd and 7 situation now here for the Jags. Camaro once again, your ball carrier, looking to his right. Nice move. Takes the ball just past the 45-yard line. Looks like it should be well enough for a first down here. So the running attack being very effective so far here in this first half of play here, Jeff.
Yeah, Camaro, though. I mean, boy, he is sure quick. Gets low to the ground. Reads his holes quite well off that offensive line. Kind of reminiscent of the Ramona running back Roby and the running back Malesio at Norte Vista.
1st and 10. Ball's at the 46. And your ball carrier this time looks like Julian Colorado.
Colorado, they show a little wildcat set there. Hiking it directly to the back.
Pickup of about 2, maybe 3 on the play. Actually, we'll call it 2, so make it a 2nd down and 8 situation. Clock continues to roll right at about 7 minutes here in the second period. 6-point lead for the Jaguars of Jurupa Valley. Camaro once again, your ball carrier with a little bit of daylight. Takes the ball inside of the 20-yard line on a long gainer and takes it into the red zone now here for the Jaguars.
You know, we watch here on the replay, you got the fullback, sets a good pick right there, and boom. Camaro runs. If he had some breakaway speed, ran out of gas there. But I'll tell you, big run there by the Jags. Looking very good here in second quarter.
I'll tell you what, this is really gaining some confidence here for this football team. As we mentioned, they are sitting at 0-5, but you wipe that out when it's league play. It is all starting from ground zero now as your ball carrier takes it up. Looks like Colorado once again up the middle. Takes it right to about the 12.
A couple other good games going on tonight in the River Valley League. You have Patriot playing against Ramona. That's a good one to start. Patriot kind of came out of nowhere this year. Defensively, they've been awesome. They're 4-1 and playing against Ramona. Ramona's been the surprise of the River Valley League early.
2nd and 3. This time, it once again looks like our unidentified number 40. We're still trying to figure out who
he is great, whoever he is. Have to make up a name for him. In fact, Norte Vista down 14-0.
Really?
To Hillcrest.
That is really surprising, but it is league play, man. It's River Valley League play.
Everybody ties.
Yeah, really. Camaro, your ball carrier. Takes it inside of the 5-yard line, right to about the 2, so it'll make it just shy of the end zone. So we'll take a second look. Camaro keeps the feet churning. Puts the ball right at about the 1-yard line. Miramontes to Camaro. Hit right at about the line of scrimmage, but he'll be in.
I believe the ball dropped out. Ball's on the turf, and it was a fumble, and I think they landed on it. And they're going to call that a touchdown.
They're going to call it a score. Taking a second look at this one. Give to Camaro. Oh, yeah, it was ripped out. But they fall on it right in the end zone.
Pancho Mejia, Francisco Pancho Mejia with the touchdown. Quick reflexes by the offensive lineman for the touchdown.
Once again, a 2-point conversion attempt here for the Jags. Miramontes. And the give will be 2. I believe that is Danny Ortega. So once again, not able to do the 2-point conversion attempt or come up with the conversion on that. So it makes it a 12-0 ball game with the clock stopped with 5:14 remaining here in the first half. Jeff, kind of a surprise from what I'm seeing here.
A big surprise. You normally you say 0-5 teams, and you go, hey, if you're La Sierra coming in at 4-1, you go, that's a gimme. But I'll tell you what, nothing is, like we've said in the River Valley League, is a gimme. Coach Rick Covington, a defensive mind. Ray Villarreal over to the left of us, the offensive coordinator, calling a really solid game. Defensively and offensively, they've stymied this Eagle offense and defense. Let's see if La Sierra can adjust here going into halftime.
It'll be Perez and Thomas back to receive the kick. We've seen so far that the kicking squad here, or the kicking game, has not been quite as strong as I'm sure Coach Covington would like. So we'll see what they try to come up with here in this situation. Yeah, once again, it'll look like a little swib kick. Will give La Sierra some pretty decent field position, but so far they've not been able to take advantage of that.
No, it looks like they tried a little onside there. Let's see if the Eagles can capitalize, which they have not done so far tonight.
Nathan Torres came up with a football there for La Sierra. So very respectable spot here for the Eagles of La Sierra. Just shy of midfield. Right at about the 46-yard line of the Eagles. Poppy. And the give. Once again, keeping the feet moving and close to first down, and will be a first down, is Luke Noel. Great running, keeping that churning those feet. Picks up about 12, and that'll move the sticks.
That's pure weight room right there. As he just drags his man. Takes 3 hits, continues to move.
Michael Hinojosa making the stop for the Jags. 1st and 10. Ball's at the 42-yard line. Poppy back to pass. Andre with the catch. Takes the ball inside right at about the 21-yard line. Andre Thomas, that is. So moves the chains. So now we're seeing some momentum here by the offense of the Eagles.
Poppy throws a perfect pass. Threads the needle between 2 guys. And Andre with a nice reception there.
Thomas has been the leading receiver here for the Eagles of La Sierra. We'll add some more to the stat sheet for him. Makes it a 1st down and 10. Ball is right at the 21. Whistle on the play, and it looks like we got a timeout here for Jurupa Valley. Clock is stopped at 4:24, 12-0 in favor of Jurupa Valley. Glad to have you along with us here, J.R. Ibarra and Jeff Gorham.
We do have a name for number 40.
Who do we got here?
Kevin Pena.
Kevin Pena.
The unsung number 40. We had no name. We have a name now.
Perfect.
I actually got that from the offensive coordinator who just sent me a text.
It's nice to have connections, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yes, sirree. Never close those doors.
Yeah, Jurupa Valley in their 30th year in existence. They've had some great athletic programs over the year. They were been CIF champs many times in water polo. Made it to the finals in basketball a couple times and had some great football teams in the 90s and early 2000s. Kendall Edwards, a great running back. Name I can think of from the past. Coach Pat Thompson, who is an assistant coach at Rubidoux. His son, Pat Thompson Jr., was a coach here for a number of years.
1st and 10. Ball at the 21. Gives to Noel. Off to his left, got a little bit of daylight, takes it inside the 10, right at about the 5, inside of the 5. Actually, that is Lamar Gaines, your ball carrier. So another first down, it'll be 1st and goal. So now we're seeing this offensive attack come to life here for the Eagles as Gaines makes a nice move to take it out to his left. Finally brought down inside of the 5-yard line. Actually, ball's going to be spotted at the 2 with a 1st and goal. Clock stopped at 4:10 remaining in the first half. Gaines once again keeping the feet moving, and it's touchdown.
I like what Coach Hedlund did there. He said, hey, Gaines, you gave us a good run. We're going to get you that touchdown. Go to the guy that's doing well, the golden hand, the golden feet, and he put it in there for a score.
So makes it a 12-6 ball game. Wheelwright actually looks see if they may attempt a 2-point. Well, maybe not. I think Wheelwright is there to try to attempt the kick. Clock is stopped at 4:04 here in the first half. So Wheelwright doing kicking and punting duties tonight. Snaps down, kick is up on the way, looks good, and it is. So taking advantage of some great field possession, as you see Gaines once again keeping the feet moving and takes it inside for the score.
Good ball game here, though.
It really is a very good ball game. Just as we mentioned, it doesn't matter what your record is when you come into the first game of league play. Everything starts from ground zero, and it's been a great matchup so far. Very entertaining football game.
We talked about Hillcrest coming in at 3-2 in preseason. They're up 20-0 on Norte Vista in the second quarter.
That is kind of astounding.
Yeah, and considering the points they've been putting up lately, we saw them against Norwalk last week, and there was a running clock
right
in the second half, and they have Malesio back tonight. But Coach Brandon does a great job over at Hillcrest, and looks like he has himself a pretty good team. He had a very good preseason, just like La Sierra played some very good teams in their preseason as well.
So Wheelwright about ready to tee it off here. Can't see exactly who's back to pass. It's just my old eyes. It's just old age. I can't see as well as I used to.
It's those goofy numbers.
Yeah, the numbers are a little hard to read from our vantage point. Nice run back. Will take the ball just past the 40-yard line. I believe it might have been Andre Ruiz on the run back. I'll have to confirm that. We'll see that once again. Scratch that. That would be Danny Ortega. So Ortega with a very nice run back takes the ball right to about the 42-yard line. That's where they will have a first down and 10. Very nice field possession here for the Jags. They've been very effective running the football with Camaro. Camaro's in the backfield once again. Give this time is going to go to Julian Colorado. He'll take the ball for about a gain of 8 yards.
There's that direct snap right to the back there. As we've seen a few times, and both times it's been effective.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been an effective call so far here for the Jaguars. Actually, we're going to call it a gain of 7, so 2nd and 3. Camaro, actually a keeper by Miramontes off to the left tackle, and he might be close to a first down. Yep, they'll move the chains on this one.
Good offensive series again by the Jags. You know, eating up a lot of clock and real estate all at once. And if you have clock management and ball control. With the lead, you have a shot to win any kind of ball game.
First down and 10. Ball spotted at the 47 of the Eagles. Camaro, your ball carrier, takes it to the left side and inside of the 40 before he's stopped by Noel. Clock continues to roll as he was not pushed out of bounds. So we're right at about 2:45 as we'll take a second look at this one, Jeff.
Yeah, and that's just, honest to goodness, that's good. A very good offensive line we're seeing from the Jaguars as they continue to get yard after yard.
8 yards on the carry, 2nd and 2. Camaro once again your ball carrier, this time going to his right, and it looks like he may have picked up another first down here for the Jaguars. It is a first down. Very effective play calling so far. That we're almost at the 2-minute mark to go here before the first half comes to a conclusion.
I'll tell you what, if the Jaguars can hold the ball here, get some yards, let the clock run down, try to go for a big play, and get the ball in the second half, they have themselves a shot. I mean, you got to go for a score. You got to be aggressive here.
There you go. First down and 10. Miramontes back to pass. Had a man open. Oh, my goodness.
And that was an incomplete pass.
Intended receiver on the play was Joel Cabral, but he just overthrew it past the hands of Cabral on that play.
Yeah, they showed a single tight end set that time, and that's the first time we've seen somebody throw the ball right over the middle and tested that La Sierra secondary tonight.
2nd and 10. Ball's at the 36. Camaro, your ball carrier. Off to his left, keeps the feet moving. And we'll pick up about 5 on the carry. We'll call it 6. Taking a second look at this one. And it's just a lot of strength. As you said, Jeff, you know, that time in the weight room does translate into yardage on the football field.
Yeah, that offensive line has been pretty impressive. They've got a lot of guys right now on the line, two-back set.
3rd and 4, and we got whistles on the play. Looks like we got a legal procedure, unfortunately. So the Jags, a little bit of a miscue, set themselves back.
You put 8 on the line there, you're going to get something moving them, as we see here.
Let's see who might have made the move. Oh, yeah, looked like
left side.
Left side guard might have made a little bit of a initial step. Might have been Salamanca on the play. Pushes the ball back to the 35-yard line. Makes it a 3rd and 9 situation now. Back to passes Miramontes. Looking to the end zone. Catch is made. And it's a touchdown for Jacob Miller.
Not a beautiful looking pass ball, but perfectly.
Pushes it in for the score. So, Jeff, I never would have guessed this type of score right here in the first half, but it's been a very entertaining ball game so far. Let's take another look at this one from a different angle. Miramontes stepping up. And Miller.
A great play call there. And I could see Jurupa Valley continuing to test that Eagles secondary. It's been successful. They've had guys open, and that was perfectly played right there by the young quarterback.
Miramontes. Nice establishment of the run to utilize the passing attack.
He said going into this ball game, Covington said that we're 60-40 run pass. That 40% has been pretty effective here the last series.
This time kind of a kick away. And Gaines takes the ball right to about midfield. Excuse me, that is Elijah Randall on the reception.
If Jurupa Valley can make a stop here with 1:08 to go, they're going to get the ball in the second half.
What's really amazing, in discussing earlier with Gary Headland, he has not won a league opener during his time here at La Sierra. So he's trying to find that first win in the league opener to start off the league play. Trying to turn that around. But his team is trailing right now, 18-7. 1:08 remaining in the first half. Poppy under some pressure, steps it up, has some green in front of him to the 40 and inside of the 35-yard line. Nice game by Poppy.
And Poppy made something out of nothing. He was virtually sacked, as we watch here on the replay.
Yeah, under the pressure there coming into the back. But look at how he steps up out of that pocket. Very nice, wise move here. 1st and 10. Poppy now looking out to his left, has an open receiver. Catch is made, but flags down. Looks like this will be called back for a holding situation. Looks like Andre Thomas making the catch, and we do have a player down on the field here for the Jaguars. Discussion now by your refs, your officiating crew. Not sure exactly what the call will be, but we'll also have an injury timeout down on the field.
Looks like they might have multiple calls there. 3 referees conversing.
Clock stops at 48 seconds remaining in the first half. Still no indication yet from our officiating crew. Personal foul. Going to go against La Sierra.
That's something you cannot have.
Wow.
With under a minute to go and being a scoring threat, you can't give up those personal fouls.
Man, and that'll set them back probably to about midfield, depending on how they mark this one off. Taking another look here. Oh, it's a chop block. Chop block. That's what it is. Yeah, a little bit of roughhouse going on after that, but the initial chop block is what caused the flag. Well, are we going back the other way? Where are we going? Yeah, always a really dangerous situation. That's why that is a personal foul. So takes the ball back to the 45-yard line. And Poppy rolling out to his left. Looks like he's going to keep this one, looking for some daylight. Gets initially hit, loses the football, but bounces out of bounds. Got really lucky on that one.
Yeah, it looks like he was going down and was losing it and just flung it out of bounds.
Take a second look at this one here. Definitely an intended run by Poppy. Well, ball gets taken out of his hands by Jacob Miller.
But good by him. He was able to slap the ball out. That would have been the other.
Poppy once again trying to get out of the clutches of his defenders. And really gets no place. Timeout on the field here for the Eagles. So maybe a little bit of frustration going on here by La Sierra as he gets wrestled down from behind, dragged down by the shirt. Julian Colorado making the defensive tackle on that one. Stops the clock with 21.5 seconds remaining.
And if you're La Sierra, you really got to try to get a score here. You don't want to put yourself in a hole with Jurupa Valley getting the ball here in the second half.
Exactly. So I'm sure Gary Headland just trying to calm down the troops right now. As we now take a look at the sidelines there of Jurupa Valley, and the Jaguars really having a great first half. It will make it 3rd down and 12. 21.5 seconds remaining. Let's see what the play call will be here for the Eagles. Single set back. Back to pass is Poppy. Looking out to his left. Nice grab. Right at about the 29-yard line. Andre Thomas making the catch here for the Eagles. Great toss, great grab. Beautiful way. Keeps both feet in bounds. He's obviously training here for the NFL.
Definitely.
Never mind the collegiate ranks. We're thinking Sunday morning here.
You watched that Ram game last night where Goff went for 465 yards.
Amazing.
5 touchdowns.
Once again, another timeout. Looks like that will be the final timeout. No. Looks like there'll be one more here for La Sierra. But stops the clock at 8 seconds remaining in this game. Remaining in the first half. But the ball is spotted right at about the 29, well, maybe we'll call it the 30-yard line. So really this is very likely going to be the last play of this half here, Jeff.
Yes. 4th and 5. They're going to have to go for the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. This is not a pick up a first down situation at all. It's about time to try to go for the home run here. So obviously Rick Covington is aware of that, talking to his troops on the sideline.
I'm sure Coach Covington saying, hey, guys, we can't give it up. We've got to play smart football. No goofy penalties. And keep the man in front of you. Do not let them get in the end zone.
Let's see the play call here. 8 seconds remaining. Ball's on the 30. It is a 4th and 5 situation. But I would imagine Eagles are going to look for the end zone here. Poppy back to pass. Looking long. And overthrows his receiver of Andre Thomas. Not even close. And that will end the first half. But you know what? Poppy's down on the field. I think he got smacked pretty good right after the release. So as we head into halftime, it is Jurupa Valley with an 18-7 lead. We're going to step aside for a short break. We're going to show all the festivities here for homecoming for the Jaguars of Jurupa Valley. We'll be back with more here on Riverside TV.
Got junk too big for the trash can? Then call 311 to schedule a bulky item pickup. Riverside residents get 2 free pickups a year, but you gotta follow 3 simple rules. Bulky items must be curbside by 5:30 a.m. the day of your pickup, light enough for 2 people to lift, and the total volume can't be larger than 8 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. If you got a lot of junk, check out our bulky item and e-waste drop-off events held several times each year. Bulky item pickup. Call us today and we'll haul it away.
For over 40 years. I've been collecting paper materials for almost that entire time. I'm a mixed media collage artist. I combine images from magazines, advertisements, trade publications, photos, and I mix them and layer them and then add colored pencil and oil pastel. I had always been interested in art as a child. I kind of became an artist accidentally. I was asked to volunteer in the school system, taking reproductions of works of art into the school to show the children and help children learn to look at art. Each piece that I work on is focused specifically around what I'm reading, hearing during the approximately 2 to 3 month period that I work on one piece. I only do one piece at a time. What really gets me going is pulling out some of those paper images and just shuffling them around. I love mixing things that don't seem to belong together, like an advertisement for a towel that I will mix with a picture of formal trimmed hedges, a maze, or a labyrinth. When I see the images kind of going together, as I work, it develops around what I'm thinking about, but I don't start out saying, oh, well, now I'm going to make something about the environment, for instance. I am thrilled to be back here at the Riverside Art Museum for my second solo show. My first one was in 2004. Beyond just being here, what's important to me is this opportunity to talk to people about my art. I enjoy every visitor who comes and shares what they think they're seeing in my art. I don't think art really lives just because it's created. I think it lives when it's seen and people react to it.
I'm a police officer pilot. I've been with the city for a little over 10 years. I've always loved aviation and I've always loved law enforcement, so to be able to combine the two together, two of the things that I love the most. I've got experience in the background.
The Jags are back! Hoopa Valley!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give a big, big round of applause to the Hoopa Valley cheerleaders.
First up, we have Angel Castillo. Escorting him is his mother. His favorite teacher is Mrs. Miner because she's the nicest teacher anyone can have. One of his proudest moments is becoming ASB president. He plans to attend CSU Northridge, and his favorite quote is, "When you believe in a thing, believe in it all the way, implicitly and unquestionably." Our first candidate for homecoming queen is Yasmin Resendez. The next one is Felipe Hernandez IV. Felipe is escorted by his dad, Felipe Hernandez III. He wants to go to UCR to become a physician, and he's glad to have played football, which he loves. Next up for Queen is Karina Vasquez. And the rest of her family is up in the stands. Karina plans on going to Cal State Long Beach to study physical therapy. Karina's favorite teacher is in sports because she always pushes her to do her best along with her family. Karina's favorite motivational quote is, "Our lives begin to end the days we become silent about the things that matter," by Martin Luther King Jr. Next up is Seth Carter. He's being escorted by Seth Nalanja, who we couldn't have made it through high school without. His favorite teacher is Miss Sharon. He plans to attend RCC, and he loves theater because ever since he joined, he has been able to find a part of himself that he didn't know existed. His favorite quote is, "How can you love someone else if you can't love yourself?" Next up is Cheyenne Becerra. Tonight she's being escorted by her best friends, Kevin and Miguel. She wants to attend UC Santa Cruz and study computer science. Her favorite teacher is Mr. Gunty, and she wants to give a shout out to him, Miss Lyman, and Miss Hughes. Some sports she's been involved in are cross country, soccer, and swim. She usually spends her time with her friends and family, but when she's not, she's playing PS4. Next up is Alex Cumming. He's escorted by his grandma and plays baseball. His favorite teacher is Dr. Ron because he always knows how to make you laugh. He would like to play baseball at the CSU Fullerton and study kinesiology. His favorite quote is, "There may be people that are more talented than you, but there's no excuse for anyone to work harder than you do," by Derek G. Last but not least is Kat Orozco. Escorted by her parents. She has done volleyball, soccer, and track throughout her high school career. She would like to attend NYU and study medicine. And an inspirational quote she likes to live by is, "Be the change you want to see in the world," by Gandhi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give a big round of applause to all of our candidates. Come on, let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause.
All right, so our 2018 homecoming king is Felipe Hernandez.
And now, the moment everyone's been waiting for. Your 2018 homecoming queen is Cheyenne Becerra. Let's give it up for your 2018 homecoming king and queen, you guys.
Thank you to everybody.
Once again, let's give a big round of applause to the Hoopa Valley Marching Band and Color Guard. All right, who's ready for some t-shirts? I got a few minutes. Who's ready for some t-shirts? Not only with his t-shirts, are you getting t-shirts from Mateskate? Remember, you guys can like them on Instagram. It's Mateskate. They are located at 1616 East Francis Street in the city of Ontario. Also, I have some free Jack in the Box with that, free Jumbo Jack. And I also have
Got junk too big for the trash can? Then call 311 to schedule a bulky item pickup. Riverside residents get 2 free pickups a year, but you gotta follow 3 simple rules. Bulky items must be curbside by 5:30 a.m. the day of your pickup, light enough for 2 people to lift, and the total volume can't be larger than 8 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. If you got a lot of junk, check out our bulky item and e-waste drop-off events held several times each year. Bulky item pickup. Call us today and we'll haul it away.
And we are back to Hoopa Valley as we'll take a look at some highlights from the first half here, Jeff. Nice toss out to Andre Thomas. Actually does not make the score on that one. Poppy once again tossing it into the end zone. No go there. Kevin Pena on the score. First score of the night here for the Jags. And we also got the run in by Lamar Gaines. Miramontes tosses it for a touchdown. And there we are with an 18-7 lead by the Hoopa Valley Jaguars. It's a score that I think a lot of pundits, if you will, would be a little surprised at what we're seeing here tonight, Jeff.
Well, like you said, the start of a River Valley League, a new season, just throw all the records
Absolutely.
up in the air, and it comes down, and hey, we're seeing upsets across the board.
Tell us some of those scores, because we're seeing some scores from across the area here, which are very shocking to say the least.
Yeah, in the River Valley League here, we're going to talk about Norte Vista down 40-7 to Hillcrest.
That is astounding.
At half. Ram High up 20-0 over Patriot at halftime as well.
Wow.
So some big upsets. Like I said, we've got
Possible one in the making here.
I mean,
Possible.
this could be the biggest one we've talked about. You know, Jurupa Valley hasn't won. They won a game last year, but prior to that, the last time Jurupa Valley won a league game was in 2014.
That is amazing to think about.
So if you think about that and what Coach Covington has come over in his second year, Coach Gary Hedlund has started off, like I said, 4-1, and there's a lot of football left to play in this game. But right now we're looking at Jurupa Valley pulling off a big upset here on homecoming and starting the River Valley League play.
Part of the issue is we've seen some mistakes by the Eagles of La Sierra, little missteps there that cost them a few times that actually created a score here for the Jags. So the Jaguars have been able to kind of capitalize on some of those mistakes perpetrated by the Eagles. Gary Hedlund has not won his first league game in the time that he's been head coach there for La Sierra. So since 2015, he's not been able to generate that first league win of the first week, I should say.
Hey, he's got to get that monkey off his back. Proverbial saying there, but he was 2-8 his first 2 years at La Sierra, and then last year, like I said, he was part of the share of the River Valley League Championship with 4 other teams. So Coach Hedlund has a lot of room here. 24 minutes left in this ball game, but the problem is they're kicking off to the Jaguars, and the Jaguars have held the ball for the majority of that first half, and they've had a great game plan coming in.
They have been so effective in running and establishing the ground game and then utilizing the pass when they really needed it, and it's worked out so far in that first half as we see the score at 18-7.
But anytime you have Bryce Pape, Andre Thomas, and Sergio Perez, the passing game is deadly for the Eagles.
Wheelwright with the kick, and it looks like Ortega will bring it back here for Jurupa. Take it down to about the 24-yard line. That's where they will operate with a 1st and 10.
So the Jags finish the half looking good. Let's see if they can come out. Let's see if Coach Hedlund, Coach Drew Smith, the defensive coordinator, have made adjustments here to start this half.
Just a little side note, it's homecoming here for Jurupa Valley, and Felipe Hernandez, one of the cornerbacks who's playing in this game, was selected as homecoming king.
Awesome.
Kind of a nice deal here. Might be an omen, if you will, as to how the rest of the night might go. 1st and 10 for the Jags. Camaro with the carry. Gets met right at about the line of scrimmage. Don't know if they'll give him any kind of forward progress on the carry. And we'll bring him 2nd down.
Camaro was so good there in the first half, but we just saw that adjustment right there. Brought down by a flock of Eagles.
A lot of guys going after the football. That's one of the things I know Gary Hedlund had commented earlier this week, that his defense is something that he's been pretty proud of so far here in the 2018 campaign. And you see maybe the adjustments have been made during halftime. Only a pickup of 1, so it's 2nd and 9. Give is to Camaro once again, and there you see they're going right after it, Jeff. So the adjustments or the talk during halftime is probably playing a little dividends here, as now we'll look at a 3rd and 9. Camaro once again on the carry, winding up with 0.
And Jorge Gonzalez, that defensive tackle, was right there, virtually right at the handoff. Let's see if the Jags, that offensive line that was so good there in the first half, see if they can kind of regroup here.
Yeah, they were penetrating pretty well during the first half, but these first couple of plays have been no place. On the keeper is Miramontes, and once again met by a wall of white jerseys. Will pick up maybe 2 yards on the carry, but that will bring up a 4th down for the Jags.
Let's see here. Yeah, the defensive ends for the Eagles really showing, funneling it into the heart of that offensive line.
Luke Noel making the stop. The initial hit for the Eagles of La Sierra. So Andre Thomas will be back right at about the 36-yard line. Ball takes a hop right into the hands of Thomas. Got a little bit of green out to his left. Down to midfield. turns the corner, takes it out of bounds, right at about the 34-yard line. Nice run back here for the Eagles.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought maybe he was going to call a fair catch. It was Jags all over him.
That's why he's been such a great all-around player for kicks and punt returns as well. All-purpose yards, he usually gains about 162 yards per game in all-purpose yardage.
He's a Reggie Bush type player.
Absolutely. First down and 10, ball's at the 34-yard line of Jurupa Valley. And Gaines is your running back. Blasts his way forward. Looks like possibly pickup of 5 yards, maybe 4 on the carry here. Early here in the third quarter, you see it's 18-7. The advantage going to Jurupa Valley. But now the Eagles beginning to threaten here in the third quarter. 2nd and 6, ball's on the turf. Poppy keeps it. Met by a couple of different defenders, maybe picks up 2 yards on the carry. So a little bit of a faux pas once again on the snap. We've already seen that once big time.
And you can't have a faux pas like that, especially with momentum going in your direction.
Boy, he is so lucky that nobody came at that point of fumbling around with a football there. Does manage to get a couple of yards out of that mistake, makes it a 3rd and 4 situation. Ball's at the 28. Poppy. Looks like Dorado's your single setback. Once again, ball's on the turf. Toss out to Andre Thomas. Makes the grab. He'll take the ball right to about the 20-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds, and he will have enough for the first down, but we got another player down on the field here for the Eagles. Looks like one of the linemen here for La Sierra on the turf.
Yeah, Thomas actually came up a little limp there on that last reception. You know, we were talking to Coach Covington prior to the game tonight, and, you know, both coaches are good friends. And Drew Smith, the defensive coordinator, as we look at the...
We'll take another look at this. Oh, maybe a little turn of the knee there. And it looks like number 53 down on the turf, Esteban Antonez, your lineman, as they're tending to that right leg.
I was saying, both coaches being very good friends before the game.
Right.
And Coach Covington from Georgia, you know, I got the chance to work with both of these guys at Norte Vista High School, and Coach Covington has the Georgia cocktail. Have you ever had a Georgia cocktail?
I haven't had one.
It's Coca-Cola, and you put in some salted peanuts inside the bottle, and that was something that Coach Covington and I would share on a regular basis. And before the game, he goes over to the defensive coordinator, Drew Smith, and says, Here's a Georgia cocktail for you.
I have to try that one this weekend.
It's a wonderful thing. It's weird. It's Coke and salted peanuts, but it's a great taste.
Sounds very Georgia-ish. First down and 10. Ball's nearly on the turf again, but the keeper by Poppy has a little bit of green and daylight. Still on his feet. Ball's inside of the 5-yard line. Nice gain on what looked to be almost a broken play by Bryce Poppy.
Yeah, Poppy handed it out there. The entire defense took the fake, and Poppy was able to here we go on the fake. There it is.
Wow, look how long he held that out there.
And just a lot of missed tackles there by the Jaguars.
Takes it inside of the 5, so it's first and goal. Ball is spotted at the 4-yard line, so a possible advantage here for La Sierra to put something on the scoreboard early here in the second half. Clock is running at 7:35. Now underneath center. Haven't seen that all night. Carry by Dorado. Picks up maybe a yard if they're generous. So it'll bring up second and goal. Dorado hasn't had much carries coming into this football game, but he's had a little bit more action this evening. Only 75 yards on the ground coming into this contest. And they're going to say he had no gain on the carry, so it makes it 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. As you see the clock continuing to roll at 6:49. Gaines on the carry. Tries to go off tackle to the left and met by a wall of defenders with the Jaguars. And it looks like it will be a no gain. I don't think they're going to give him any kind of forward momentum on that one at all.
I don't believe so as well. And the Jaguars showing some gumption here. A big giant defensive wall.
Met initially there by number 33. Once again, I don't have a name and number to go with that. 3rd down and goal. Ball still remains at the 4-yard line. Poppy makes a pump fake and toss into the end zone, and it looks like it's a score by Andre Thomas. So Thomas comes up with another grab, this time for a touchdown. Makes it an 18-13 ball game. I would imagine the Eagles might think about a 2-point conversion attempt.
Yeah, Poppy with a nice step back through to the outside hand.
Stops the clock at 5:56 here in the 3rd period. And they will be going for 2. Ball's on the turf again. Poppy trying to throw it into the end zone with nobody there. Boy, the snap from center has really been kind of the Achilles heel here for the Eagles, and once again it bites them big time.
Definitely in their special teams, they've had issues tonight. But there's that pass. Nice throw to the outside.
That is a great grab by Andre Thomas to get the touchdown. So it's a 5-point deficit now for La Sierra. So at least they made something out of this drive. We'll take a look at that extra point attempt. And once again, the low snap. Poppy was not expecting it either. Trying to make something out of nothing as well. He just simply tosses it into the end zone with nobody there. So it gives some credit. Oh, almost a nice attempt there. Look at, I believe that might have been Randall, who was on the turf trying to make the grab.
See, I have to bring this always to a Seinfeld reference, and I'm going to say this: the snap to Poppy was sloppy. Those of you that are Seinfeld fans know that Poppy is sloppy, but that was just a poor snap to Poppy, which was sloppy.
Well, it kind of gets them back into the ball game here, though, Jeff, as La Sierra once again just down by 5 points. Still plenty of minutes here to play in this ball game. 5:56 remaining in the 3rd. Wheelwright with a nice boot, and ball will be taken right at about the 8-yard line. Still remaining on his feet was some grain. It looks like Ortega gets bumped out of bounds past midfield.
Anthony Dorado with a save.
Actually, we'll take that back. That is a different number of 00. No, that's 88. My bad. Once again, my old eyes are deceiving me. That it is Danny Ortega on the run back.
It's the dark numbers against the dark jerseys.
It makes it hard, as well as old age, too. So, 1st down and 10, balls at the 42. So Danny Ortega with a great run back. Miramontes now on the keeper, takes the ball to the 35 with some green inside of the 30, brought down at the 25-yard line with a 1st down. Flags are flying, though, so let's see what the call is. Boy, what a momentum switch so quickly here for the Jags.
Yeah, if you were La Sierra, you were feeling good. Momentum in your possession, you throw a good pass, and then just like that on a snap of a dime,
face masking call, so you're going to add some yardage to that one as well. So towards the end of the run, somebody was probably grabbing at the mask of Miramontes. We'll see if we can pick it up right there. And it looks like making the infraction was Jacob Ayala.
Just as he's going down, kind of grabbed his helmet.
First down and 10. Ball's at the 12-yard line. Clock now rolling at 5:30. And whistles on the play with flags, probably movement by the offense. Nope, they're going to say offsides. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Man.
So personal foul penalties and just minor infractions are really costing the Eagles as the Jags are knocking on the door once again.
Wow, the mistakes are really beginning to add up here against La Sierra. It's just kind of mistakes like that that is really setting them back. So we're going to call it first and goal. No, scratch that. 1st and 5. Camaro, your ball carrier, has some daylight, takes it in for the score. So, wow, that momentum flies right back into the favor of the Jaguars. And Camaro with a nice run off tackle to put another touchdown up on the scoreboard.
And it's the same play we saw in the first half. They had an offset on the right side of the ball. And those fullbacks, tight ends, great blocks, great run by Camaro.
Makes it a 24-13 ball game. Once again, Jags will be looking for a 2-point conversion attempt. Have not been successful as of yet and will remain unsuccessful. But at least you give them an A for effort.
4 touchdowns.
Here's a look at the touchdown once again with Camaro. Nice run in for the touchdown. So Camaro once again with a second run and score for the night. Stops the clock at 5:08, 24-13 in favor of Jurupa Valley. A score that we did not expect, but it is River Valley League play.
And it could be a first victory, like I said, since 2014. That's quite a long time.
That is a heck of a long time. Let's take a look once again from another angle for Camaro on the run on the touchdown. So far, this young man has had a really great evening of football.
And if you're La Sierra and Drew Smith, the defensive coordinator, you can't be happy with that last drive. I mean, they took it from coast to coast for pay dirt.
So once again, Sergio Perez along with Andre Thomas will be back to receive the kickoff. Let's see how far it'll go, though. The kicking game has not been that stellar here for Jurupa. Randall with the reception. He's got the ball. Will take it right to about the 46-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds. So once again, it's really good territory here for La Sierra.
Yeah, you can't really say the kicking game has been stellar for the Jags.
Yeah.
It's kind of like putting up a lob every single time. Here.
Yeah, it's never really gotten past the 35-yard line. Not saying that I could kick it any further than that, but
hey, when your defense is playing well and you're scoring points, that's pretty impressive.
Taking up the slack in other places is really making things up here. Clock stopped at 5 minutes remaining in the third. Toss out to Andre Thomas. Looks like he'll be close to a first down.
Is the most the Jaguars have put up all season. They've put up 14 twice and 12 another time, but they've had a tough loss to Valley View and Jurupa Hills.
Yeah, it was an 84-0 spanking by Valley View. That's pretty ugly.
Yeah.
So nice catch will make it a 2nd and 2 situation. Ball's almost on the turf once again, Jeff. Poppy looking to his right, has a man open, but overthrows his intended receiver of Noah Santana. We'll make it a 3rd and 2 situation now. Ball remains at the 46-yard line, 47-yard line. Yeah, we'll call it 46 rather. Clock inside of 5 minutes here in the third. Poppy to Randall. He's met at the line of scrimmage. Flags are flying, though.
And they're going to
And holding. Wow. Penalties and mistakes have really been the Achilles heel here. See Randall on the run. Not sure who gets called for the grab. Maybe a block in the back, or
it was actually in the backfield. Just a kind of a mindless penalty that cost them. Really wasn't part of the play, but you got to call it if you're a referee and you see it.
Right, right. So it pushes the ball back. It looks like they're going to place it right at about the 39 of La Sierra. So we'll call it about a third, almost a third and 20, third and 17 specifically. So third and long. Gotta imagine Poppy may be looking down long here for Andre Thomas, and he's looking long, almost snags the catch right at about the 25, but not able to handle the football.
Yeah, Andre Thomas there, their leading receiver. That was darn near catchable ball, and he might have gone to the house here as we look at the replay. Good pass by Poppy.
Boy, just about there, but just past the reach of Thomas. Good effort. Brings up a fourth down, but I would imagine looks like we're going to have a punt here, so Wheelwright is in. Snaps a little on the high side. Bit of an end-over-end kick. Then they're just going to let it roll to about the 26-yard line, or that's what will be down there. And the Jags will have it as a first down and 10. 4:09 in the third, 24-13 your score. Kind of a surprise, as we said, but it is first week of league play and anything's about to happen.
And everything is happening, especially in the River Valley League with Norte Vista down big, Patriot going down so far to Ramona, and then we have here a shocker in the Valley.
Yeah, certainly not expected by many of us, I can tell you that. Miramontes on the keeper, gets met right at about the line of scrimmage.
And the biggest thing that we talked to with Coach Covington prior to the game as well is, you know, when you're trying to build a culture and you haven't won in years, the toughest thing is just learning how to win. And once you learn that, the wins come a little easier. But if you haven't won a league game in 4 years, it's hard to get these guys to realize how to go game to game. And right now we're seeing the benefits.
A game like this has really built some confidence, as once again Camaro looks like he may have enough for the first down. Boy, this kid has really churned up the turf tonight. We'll take a second look at this one. Blocking has really been stellar here for the offensive line. And that will move the chains here for the Jags. Ball's now placed at the 37, first and 10. Clock is rolling at 3:15. Wildcat. Looks like Pena's your ball carrier. He'll be close to a first down. Maybe just shy by about a yard, maybe two.
But that's the third time tonight we've seen that direct snap to the fullback. And I'll tell you, they've got yardage on every single play on that.
Yeah, it's worked very effectively for the Jaguars. Picks up 8 on the carry, so makes it a 2nd and 2 situation. Clock continues to move. And flags are flying. A lot of laundry out tonight. And it looks like movement here by the Jaguars.
And things continue to get worse for the Braves and better for the Trojans of Hillcrest, as they are now up 53-14 in the third quarter.
That is astounding. You see some movement there by the front line.
In fact,
2nd and 7. Just about 2.5 to play. Camaro, your ball carrier, will pick up about 4 yards on the carry, but will be shy of your first down. Now they're going to push it back just a yard and a half or so. Make it a 3rd and 3. Ball's at the 44. Clock continues to move with just about 2 minutes remaining in the third. Direct snap once again to Pena. Keeps the feet moving. He will have the first down, and we got a flag. Might be a late hit on this one, Jeff.
Yeah, it could be another personal foul, which would be the 3rd called against the Eagles tonight.
Once again, that direct snap has been effective. Another example of that. But the mistakes here in terms of penalties does not help the Eagles out. And we'll see the call. Personal foul. Yep. It'll be a late hit. You'll see it here on the replay. Coming in after. Right there. Just piling on. Doesn't take much to get the call.
And the guy we didn't know his name early in the game, Kevin Pena.
We know it now.
We definitely do.
1st and 10. Ball at the 37 of La Sierra. And clock is now going to begin to move right at about 1:45. Camaro, your ball carrier, he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage, loses the football, scramble, and it will be recovered by the Eagles. So maybe a little bit of a break here for La Sierra as Camaro loses a handle on the football. Gets it torn right there. Got to credit Seth Morgan on stripping that ball away. So let's see if this can kind of flip the momentum just a bit. Clock stopped at 1:38. Eagles at their own 40. 1st and 10. Give is to Gaines. Rambling out to his left, might be shy by about a yard of the first down marker.
Yeah, Lamar Gaines was a primary used last year as a running back. He hasn't been a back so much this year, but man, very, very effective for the Eagles tonight.
2nd and 1, so it was a pickup of 9 on the play. Looks like Dorado's your bucket. No, it's Gaines once again. Picks up the first down and more. Keeps the feet moving right to about the 36-yard line. So nice gain by Lamar Gaines.
Boy, he has been impressive from the line of scrimmage. Running the ball tonight. He goes inside and out the last couple times. And
taking another look here, we'll see Gaines. Doesn't see nothing up the middle. Decides to sidestep, go to his left. Picks up the yardage needed to get the first down and plus. Ball's at the 37 of the Jaguars. 1st and 10. Gains your ball carrier again. Takes it out left. Lowers the boom. Will pick up about 7, maybe 8 yards on the carry.
I hope Gaines is in great shape because he's getting the ball every single time. Coach Hedlund is calling his number.
Seems to be effective so far in the last few play calls. And it looks like the clock might wind down to 0 before they can get off another play here. Yep. Well, let's see if they can hurry the snap. Clock down to 2 seconds. And they did. Gains your ball carrier, keeps the feet moving. No, some of the players were kind of stopped for a second. It gains, not much of a gain on that ball carry. But that will wind up the 3rd quarter as Jurupa Valley with that 24-13 lead. One more quarter left of football to play here, and we are still kind of in shock mode over what we're seeing on the scoreboard here, Jeff.
I'll tell you what, they put up 4 touchdowns, Not a whole lot in the success of special teams, but they have been stellar offensively and defensively. Camaro and Miramontes showing some great poise, and Camaro showing great running style, finding holes among those big tackles of the Jaguars.
Keep in mind, there's been a couple of games here for La Sierra where they have trailed in the fourth quarter and they have come back to win. They've done it 3 times. So I don't think Coach Hedlund is pushing the panic button as of yet.
No, and I'm sure Coach Covington is well aware of La Sierra's success in the fourth quarter. Now it just comes down to who wants it more. It's a 12-minute battle. It's been since 2014 that the Jags have won a River Valley League game. And I'll tell you what, this is the first time that Coach Gary Hedlund is going for his first win in the River Valley League opener since
amazing.
He has been there for 4 years.
That is amazing. So we start off the fourth period play with a 3rd and 2 situation. Ball spotted at the 29 of Jurupa Valley. Poppy back to pass. Takes it out to Thomas, makes the grab, and looks like he'll have the first down pickup, as the ball will now be spotted right at about the 23-yard line. First down and 10. Nice toss, nice catch. We'll take a second look at this one.
And if you're Jurupa Valley and you look at the score, if La Sierra scores, it becomes a very close game, and that's where Jurupa Valley is going to say, gosh, we wish we could have got converted on those point after attempts.
The point afters would really make a difference at this point. Gains your ball carrier. Still on his feet. Picks up maybe 5 to 6 yards on the carry.
Both teams with their full timeouts. I'm sure Coach Hedlund is telling his guys, let's don't make any mistakes, guys. And that's really what's cost them the game thus far.
So far, yeah.
Has been turnovers and penalties.
It has been the thing that has really shot themselves in the foot. Calling it a 2nd and 3 now. Ball on the turf again. And Poppy scrambling around. Evades a couple of defenders, still on his feet, and makes a spin move and might be close to a first down. Man, some missed tackles and missed opportunities really is going to wind up hurting here for Jurupa Val.
Another sloppy snap to Poppy.
Man.
And he makes...
Missed tackle there, missed opportunity there and there and there. Nice spin move by Poppy. Keeps the momentum going, picks up a first down and 10, ball spotted on the 11. Still plenty of time with 10:32 remaining in the ball game. Poppy, and yeah, it looked like movement on the right side of the field there. I think Sergio Perez got a little bit of a head start, unfortunately.
And that's a tough break right there. You got to be smart, like we said. I'm sure Coach Hedlund's going to call a timeout here fairly soon to say, hey guys, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot, and that's exactly what they've been doing.
Yeah, they pushed themselves back now to about the 16-yard line, so we'll call it a 1st and 15. Clock will roll with 10:20. Kyle Diaz now in the ball game. Once again, ball in the turf. Gains with the ball. Looks like he might be right at the original line of scrimmage. Yeah, picks up about 5 on the carry.
That was a gain of 5 yards for La Sierra. Now it makes it 2nd and 10 on the 11-yard line.
So it brings it back to the original line of scrimmage here.
Wow, that the snap has really been the troublesome item here, though, for La Sierra. Pick up a 5, 2nd and 10 situation. Clock rolling. Poppy in a little bit of trouble. Has nobody to toss it to. Now looking towards the end zone, and a catch is made. And what's the call? Yep, they're celebrating touchdown. I don't see any kind of indication.
I guess no referee wanted to call it
a
touchdown.
Yeah, we see a touchdown now. It's like, does anybody want to make the call? Let's see if we can take a second look at this one because it was just a little bit of confusion there by the officiating crew. We'll see what happens on the extra point attempt, though. We'll try to take a look at it back then. But now this tightens things up a bit here, Jeff.
And if you're La Sierra, you go for 2. I mean, you're within 5 now.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea by Coach Hedlund. Let's make the gamble, if you will. Ball into turf. Andre Thomas on the carry. Looks like he might be stopped just shy of the goal line. Nope, doesn't make it.
But that's okay. I mean, that's you wanted to get within 3.
Here's the touchdown toss. As you see, Poppy, little bit of trouble right now, trying to get and find somebody to toss the ball to, and finds Thomas right there.
That's a tough throw. He's a left-handed quarterback. He's running out to his right and throws across his body. But defensively, if you're Aruba Valley, you gotta say, go back to the drawing board here and say, you've got to be in front of the receivers in that goal line situation. You can't play behind anybody.
Absolutely. Let me correct myself. That was Kyle Diaz making the reception for the score. Kyle has not seen a whole lot of action this year. He's only had 3 receptions coming into this ball game. So I'm sure he's quite pleased he's able to make a contributing factor and get some points on the scoreboard here for the Eagles of La Sierra. So it's a 5-point ball game in favor of the Jaguars, tightening things up here with plenty of time on the scoreboard.
And this is Hedlund time. Like I said, 3 games this season.
Yeah.
They've been behind in the 4th quarter. You got to be aware of that if you're Aruba Valley. I know the coaching staff is fully aware. Let's see if the Jaguars can.
So Wheelwright with a squib kick. Ball still up in the air. Who has it? And it looks like it's fielded by the Jaguars. It looked like momentarily the Eagles might have had a handle on it, or at least got a hand on it. So a little bit of a gamble here by Hedlund in terms of the squib kick. Oh, touched by a defender right there. Man, look at that. That is a close call.
Yeah, it was number 70, I believe.
Yeah, we see 70, but unfortunately on the roster, that's one we...
Let's just call him Kevin Pena.
Yeah. That's worked so far through the game. Miramontes on the keeper. Nice run. Will pick up about 9 on the carry. Takes it past midfield. So, man, that offensive line has once again continued to be very effective against the Eagles.
And if you're a Aruba Valley, you just want to eat up clock, take your time, play smash mouth football.
Absolutely. That has worked so far very effectively through most of this ball game. So it was a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2's your call. Miramontes gives the football. And it looks like it'll be enough for a first time. Camaro, your ball carrier once again. So kind of bread and butter with Camaro. Lunges forward to pick up the first.
Both teams with all of their timeouts here in the second half. That could be very key.
Absolutely. Ball's inside of the 45-yard line. Ooh, might have been movement, and yeah, flags are flying. Well, the officiating crew has been earning their keep tonight.
Yes, they have.
They have been throwing that rag pretty steadily throughout the entire evening here.
Been a fairly fast game, though.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Very entertaining football game, I must say. So that'll push the ball back just inside of midfield at about the 49-yard line of La Sierra. Make it a first down and 15. Almost a direct snap to Camaro. He'll take the football right to about the original line of scrimmage. Pickup of about 5 on the carry.
Game tonight has been stellar. We have, there's Camaro again, but we've got another 2 games next week on our slate. We've got Lakeside.
Back-to-back.
Lakeside at North on Friday, and Orange Vista at Poly on Saturday.
Plenty of great football in store for you here on Riverside TV. Oh, little fumble of the football. And boy, this will really push back the Jags big time. Miramontes was having a tough time handling the football, hits the turf. And let's see how this kind of formulated here. Actually, it was almost a direct snap to Kevin Pena. That, unfortunately, backfires for the first time tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it was a little miscommunication there.
Player down on the field, though, for the Eagles. Well, under his own power, it looks like number 77, Seth Morgan. Back up on his feet pretty quickly.
Seth Morgan, 6'1", 295. Pretty large man there.
Seth Morgan, who also plays on the offensive line. In fact, Coach Headland commented earlier in the week that he considers Morgan the best offensive lineman in the league, in his opinion.
That's some high praise. We've seen Norte Vista's offensive line always has a couple studs, but it's high praise from your coach.
3rd and 17 now for the Jags. Back to passes Miramontes under some pressure. Flags are down, probably a hold. Now tosses it out. Catch is made by Camaro. He's going to take the ball inside of the 40, but I think it's going to come back with a penalty. So the flags are flying once again. Stops the clock at 6:54. And they are walking it back in favor of the Eagles. So it's pushing back the Jags once again. Or is the call reversed? Maybe it was a call against the Eagles. Haven't had an indication yet. I thought it might have been a holding call.
Yeah, they're going to call it against the Jags, I believe.
Oh. Just a tad bit of confusion going on around here. Still haven't seen an indication as to what it. Yeah, it's a holding call. Okay, that's what I thought. Not sure why we went back and forth like that.
There's a whole lot of talking for a holding call.
There was a whole lot of walking going on there.
Yes.
Not sure where the hold took place, but it was a nice effort by Miramontes to Camaro. Would have been a nice gainer, but unfortunately the holding call is going to push them back to about the 34-yard line.
Got to get something here, or La Sierra is going to get the ball in pretty good territory.
Man, it is 3rd and long. 3rd and 34 to be exact. Miramontes going to look down long. Has some time, needs a receiver, tosses it out, sidearm to intended receiver of Archiga. First time we've called his name and number tonight. Plenty of time, so great blocking by the offensive line to give him some opportunity to throw the football downfield, but there was just nobody open.
Yeah, good man-to-man coverage by La Sierra there.
So what do you do here? The kicking game has been rather suspect for the Jaguars.
I think you go out tomorrow and you recruit some soccer players.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Actually, not a bad boot, though.
Not bad at all.
Wow. Pushes it down right at about the 21-yard line. So when the kicking game comes to life at the right time, there it is.
I had to call them out on it, and I'm glad they must have heard me. I know some soccer players are probably sitting at home watching the game going, all right, I'm going to play football next week.
Clock stopped at 6:25. Still a 5-point advantage here for Jurupa Valley. But now, let's see if the Eagles can come to life. This is where they have shined in the second half when their backs are against the wall. Looks like Ayala and Gaines in the backfield. Poppy looking to his left. Catch is made by Thomas, who takes the ball to the 40. Got some daylight. Nobody around him. To the 10-5, touchdown Eagles. So just like that, the long play comes up at the right time, and the Eagles come up with a score to take the ball game back.
And there's that fourth quarter Gary Headland team. For the fourth time this year, they've come from behind in that fourth quarter and now have a 1-point advantage.
Wow. That was amazing. So that big threat, Andre Thomas, once again proves why he is one of the leading receivers here in the River Valley League. Just by himself coming into this football game, he had 581 yards on the stat sheet. So he's really been a big threat through the entire 2018 campaign.
Yeah, if you're La Sierra, you definitely go for 2 here. You want to get a field goal, 3-point lead.
Gaines in motion. And we got flags again. Wow.
Now you might want to.
Now you might want to think about kicking it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, they've got Wheelwright is a pretty decent enough kicker, but we'll see what Headland decides to do here.
I like what he was trying to do. He was trying to get that 3-point lead. You know, if Jurupa Valley goes down and makes a run, you know, put it to the kicker, make them either tie it or give up the victory to La Sierra. So,
well, it doesn't look like Wheelwright is going to come in, so I think the attempt at 2-pointers or the 2-point conversion is still in effect here.
So a lot of confidence in your quarterback.
Well, this gives the offense a little bit of opportunity to just spread out that defense now with the ball spotted right at the 12-yard line. We got flags flying again. Delay of game. Wow. Now do you think about kicking it?
Now it turns in from a 15-yard extra point to a 35-yarder.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
Wheelwright has hit the best of a 30-yarder here in 2018, but nonetheless, Headland's still going to stay with the strategy of a 2-point attempt. Flags flying again. Poppy pushed out. Catch is made in the end zone, but let's see what the indication is. Hold the bus. Not sure what the call is as of yet. No procedure call. Man, they've been having that issue a whole lot tonight. Let's see where we might have seen any kind of movement there. Didn't see anything from that angle. So let's try it again.
It's like a street yard touch football game out here right now.
Yes, you go this way, you go that way, and I'll hit you down the middle. Ball's inside of the 20. Still another attempt at a 2-point conversion here. Poppy, bad snap once again. Tosses it out to his left. Looks like Thomas is there, just out of his reach, so to no avail. But nonetheless, the Eagles come up with a 1-point advantage with about 6 minutes to play here, Jeff.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you got to be happy if you're Coach Headland to be ahead right now with all of the mistakes that have been made by the Eagles tonight. It could have very easily been a different ball game if not for the penalty calls against the Eagles tonight.
Now let's see how the Jags respond here. Now with their backs against the wall, knowing that they have to come up with a score. Obviously, they can't think of a field goal attempt because they just really don't have a kicking game. Wheelwright will tee it up for the Eagles with that 1-point advantage for La Sierra. Nice high kick will be taken right at about the 5-yard line. Taken to the 30, 35, and knocked out of bounds. Appears to be Ortega once again on the run back. Ortega's been pretty decent on the run back here on the kickoffs. Stops the clock at 6:01. Pretty decent field position here for the Jags, Jeff.
Yeah, very much so. Good return there. I think Horupa Valley wanted a horse collar call on that last play. Didn't get it. Let's see if Coach Hedlund, the defensive coordinator Drew Smith, can stop the run, which we've seen been very effective by the Jags tonight.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the 39-yard line with just about 6 to play. Miramontes on the give, on the keeper. Takes the ball to about the 45-yard line, 46 possibly. So a nice gain by Miramontes.
Well, you got to be worried when you're quarterback and you're one of your best defensive players. Anytime he runs the football, he's very effective, but...
Yeah, very much. Lowers the boom there.
Yeah.
Picks up 5 on the run. 2nd and 5. Ortega with the carry. Has enough for the first down as he takes the ball down to about the 43-yard line. Nice run there by Ortega.
Yeah, great run. In fact, almost ran over the referee there. He was a couple steps away from possibly scoring as we watch here on the replay. Missed tackle there. And
once again, nice work by the offensive line for the Jags. 1st and 10. Camaro, your ball carrier. Takes the ball down to about the 31-yard line where he's finally stopped and met by Kyle Diaz.
If you're La Sierra, you got to look here for a timeout because the Jags have just been pounding off tackle every single time here.
The blocking has been so effective for the Jags tonight.
And these are kids that really came into high school really never playing football.
Right.
And, when you're trying to establish a football culture, I'm sure a lot of your time is spent just basically on fundamentals and the weight room.
Right.
But we're seeing it's paying dividends.
It's not that you can get too complicated with kids that don't have that much football experience in their background.
Yeah, and they're playing. You look at Horupa Valley's schedule, and they took some tough losses, but they also played against some very good teams. Valley View, Coach Dan Barledge and his son, a great senior quarterback. Remember Valley View just played Centennial, so these are good ball clubs. And I think when you do play a good preseason against good teams, and you do go 1-5, you still learn, and obviously it's paid off. La Sierra, one of the favorites to win the River Valley League, and the Jags came in and have been very, very efficient.
On a 1st and 10 at the 31, the give is to Camaro. Once again, takes the ball inside of the 25-yard line. Man, the off tackle continues to work here. Keeps the clock moving, though.
Well, it's a double wing set almost. I mean, it really is. They're running off tackle, house right, house left.
Nice pickup on the play. 7 yards on the gain. 2nd and 3. So it's Camaro and Pena in the backfield with Miramontes. Miramontes on the keeper will maybe get a yard or 2 out of that one. So he'll be shy of the first down by about a yard. 3rd and 1.
And this is a very, very big play right now because we haven't seen any of the kicking game from Horupa Valley. This is a must get here at 3rd and 1.
And a must stop for La Sierra defensively. Clock rolling at 3:53. 3rd and 1. Oh, they get a stop. Camaro stays on his feet, though, keeps it moving. Man, he is really close to that first down marker. We'll see if he gets a favorable spot, and yeah, they do.
That might have been the play of the game right there where everybody thought he was down. He lands directly on the defensive player.
That.
Stays on his feet, goes to the outside, and It looks like La Sierra kind of didn't know whether to tackle him or not, like it was a dead play, but you got to credit Camaro there for not giving up on that play.
Beautiful move by Camaro to pick up the first down. Ball is now spotted at the 20-yard line with a 1st and 10. Camaro, your ball carrier again, this time to the left side of the field. Picks up maybe 2, possibly 3 on the carry. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout, which is actually an official timeout because I think we have a player down on the field. Actually, we have 2 players down on the field, both for the Eagles.
You got to hope that's not that. And it does look like it's their front 4 of that defensive line.
Yeah, when you start looking down at the lower leg, lower limbs there, that's not always the greatest sign in the world. Looks like Joey Alvarez is one of the players who's down on the turf. Yeah, when you're down in the pack like that, things rolling around.
A senior, 5'10", 225. Alvarez looks like it might be a knee.
Yeah, boy, he's in a lot of pain, which is not very good to see. Always tough to see when you got a player down on the turf. Stops the clock at 3:32. As the Jaguars huddled around Coach Covington. So it looks like they're going to take just a little bit of extra time here to attend to our injured Eagle.
We do have some scores, and there is a final. Hillcrest over Norte Vista, 53-14.
Oh my gosh, that is a shocker to me.
And Ramona High School over Patriot, 20-0. So we are the finale in the River Valley League, and it has been the best game we've had here thus far on Riverside TV.
Yeah, this has been a close back and forth ball game here. Actually, you've had an advantage for most of the game by the Jaguars, and La Sierra has come screaming back to make it interesting. Now Coach Headland heading over to tend to his injured player. Once again, Joey Alvarez down on the turf. Even with as much weight room and conditioning down in the offseason and during the season, it's always injuries like that that can come and bite you at the wrong time.
Looks like he's bringing a couple guys to help him.
Yeah, wow, that's just not a good sign when you have to bring out some of the big guys to help when your player's off the field. Not good at all. So we absolutely wish the best for Joey Alvarez as he's being not carted off the field, but he's being helped. Wow. Yeah, helped off the field like that. We just hope it's nothing that would bring his season to a close. So we wish the best for Alvarez there as he's having to be carried off to the sidelines. And we'll get ourselves back to play here in just a moment.
See if Coach Covington told his troops maybe he worked on a certain offensive play here.
Well, looking down the road here, La Sierra will be playing Norte Vista next Friday, so that ought to be very interesting.
And no gain on the play there.
Clock continues to roll, though. Ball spotted at the 20. 3rd and 8 is the situation. Now they're going to call it a 3rd and 10, so it'll be a loss, if you will. Crucial 3rd down conversion here. Camaro, your ball carrier, stays on his feet, pushed out of bounds right at about the 14-yard line. Still will be shy of the first down marker.
I think they're going to have to.
Wow, would you even think about doing a kick? I think they are.
You have to.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see an opportunity here for Rupa Valley to cash in on what we haven't seen tonight.
Not at all. It'll be a 30-yard attempt, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout here by Coach Covington. I think he did not have the personnel he wanted out on the front line there, so has to burn a timeout. Stops the clock at 2:48 as the Jags trail by 1. Great to have you along with us here on Riverside TV. J.R. Ibarra and Jeff Gorham bringing you all the action here. We still got plenty of football action to bring to you here on Riverside TV, so just keep yourself tuned in each and every Friday and a few Saturdays down the road.
Yeah, in October,
we also have a Thursday night game.
In October, we've got Lakeside at North, Orange Vista at Poly, La Sierra at Ramona, Patriot at Norte Vista, and then we're going to see La Sierra again versus Hillcrest on the 19th. And the 25th, Santiago at King, and rounding out the regular season, Arlington at Notre Dame.
Really good matchups on the schedule. Well, they're going to try it. Oh, we got movement. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Wow.
Maybe that was the intention by Covington, is to try to draw somebody off sides, and it does, and it gives them a first down.
We've got to credit the offensive coordinator as well, Ray Villarreal. Good call there.
It was a long count. It was a long count. Man, can you believe that?
And here's the play. Here's quarterback down to the 1 yard line. It looks 2 yard line. Miramontes with the keeper.
Wow. Nice pickup here by Miramontes. Unfortunately, it was George Gonzalez who got drawn off sides there to keep the play moving offensively for the Jags. So it'll be a second and goal with the ball spotted at the 3. Clock is running with 2:15 on the timer.
Unbelievable ending here.
Man, this is a great football game. Miramontes on the keeper to his right, may be in. No indication yet.
They're saying it's...
Nope, he'll be shy. I mean, he was right at the line there.
I think if we look at the replay, I think we're going to see Miramontes' arm cross that goal line. I think it's probably a touchdown. They're not going to give it to him, but as we see here, he reaches over.
Ooh.
That might be that might have been a touchdown.
Could have been. I know if we took a closer look, his knee might have been down, but boy, it's at the half-yard line with the clock rolling inside of 1:30. 3rd and goal. Miramontes on the keeper. Brought behind the line of scrimmage, will lose a couple of yards on the carry. Great defensive stand here for La Sierra. Whistles, and let's take a second look at this one. Boy, they just really plugged up the left side of that line. And there'll be a loss on the play of 2, so this backs up the Jags just a little bit further, as it looks like they've taken another timeout here.
It's 4th down here, 4th goal.
Wow, with a 1:09 left in the game. What more could you ask for, folks? You know, as we mentioned, I think a lot of us didn't think it was going to be this close.
No.
Especially when you have a team 0-5 going up against a team that's 4-1. I did not expect it to be this close.
No, and they haven't won a league game since 2014. And it's coming down to one play, and it really...
Yeah, this is it. This is the ball game right here. We have almost a full moon rising from the east here, so that could be part of the issue. So here we go, folks. 1:16 left. 4th and goal with a ball at the 2-yard line. What kind of call do you make?
They're going for
Crowd
it.
is on its feet. Snap. Give us to Camaro. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. What a great goal line stance by the Eagles. Wow. Looks like Lamar Gaines is the one who makes the stop here. There you see the give to Camaro. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, right at the line of scrimmage. Man, what a stop by Gaines.
They were within 6 inches of a victory here with 1:10 left.
That is astounding.
After you're La Sierra,
Wow.
you got to be smart. You can't get caught in the end zone
Exactly.
here.
We've seen mistakes here
Yes.
by the Eagles, so we're not quite out of the woods
No.
yet. But, man, what an entertaining ball game. Just loving it here for our Friday night. Under center, which we haven't seen him do all night, really. Boy, they're tearing at the football. He'll maybe pick up one. That is Poppy on the carry. And timeout will be called by Jurupa Valley. Stops the clock right at 1 minute to play. Wow. If you wanted some excitement, I think we've brought it to you tonight.
Unbelievable ending here to open River Valley League play. I mean, you look at Jurupa Valley and you thought they assured themselves a victory. First time since 2014. In fact, you look at the replay, might have crossed the goal line, but
that was a close call because
it was.
I mean, his knee might have been down just before he got the ball over the goal line. So, I mean, obviously we don't have replay calls here like the college and pro ranks do, but when you take another look at that, it is awfully close to call. I wouldn't want to make that call.
No, definitely not.
Not at all.
But a big play there by Lamar Gaines defensively to stop.
Man, game ball for Lamar Gaines if they wind up winning this football game, because that was clutch. 1 minute remaining. It's a 2nd and 7 situation for the Eagles. Really all they have to do is run out the clock. Oh, we got movement on the line by the Jags. Wow. So it looks like they were offsides, the Jaguars, I am saying. Yep, they're going to mark it off against Jurupa Valley.
So a classic here, though.
Yeah, there you see that big moon in the east there. Not quite a full moon, but enough to cause some stirring and dissension here on the field. Oh, man, love it. Great night, beautiful night for football. What else would you want to do here in October or in late September?
Nothing.
Nothing. Got to be out in the gridiron here, especially in Riverside. So clock remains at 1 minute. Still a bit of discussion, I think, where they want to place the football. So this gives a little bit of a breather here for both squads. Now it looks like we'll get the clock rolling. Inside of 1 minute to play. 2nd and 3. Poppy will be underneath center, and we got whistles again. I think we're getting some argument on the sideline here by the coaching crew for the Jaguars about the clock. Stop now at 48 seconds. Yeah, another flag down on the field according to, well, no. Nope. Now we're going to start the clock once again. Right at 40 to play. 40 seconds, that is. Underneath center is Poppy. The give. And just shy of the first down. And a little bit of pushing and shoving going on. Looks like it might have been Gaines on your ball carrier.
Yeah, if you're La Sierra now, you just got to play smart. Don't turn the ball over.
Not in the least bit.
And Gary Hedlund will get his 4th come from behind victory.
Wow.
In
Yeah.
the 4th quarter.
That'll pretty much do it right there because they did pick up the first down on that one. So it's just a matter of running out the clock as you see it running down inside of 15 seconds, and you just don't even have to take a snap at this point just about. And they'll down it. That'll do it. Man, what a ball game. So it was Jurupa Valley that really kind of had control of this football game really through the better portion, and for 2/3 of this football game had control, had a very effective ground game, but La Sierra comes back again for the 4th time with a 1-point advantage and comes up with the contest.
It's Coach Hedlund's first victory starting the River Valley
Isn't
League
that amazing?
in his 4 years, and sad to say, Coach Covington came down to a foot within winning this ball game. You got to tip your caps off to both programs. They played a great game and a great way to start the River Valley League.
Absolutely. I think maybe player of the game, Lamar Gaines, for that tackle to
Big
prevent that. I mean, also Gaines had a really good game in terms of his running attack as well, so you got to hand him maybe the game ball for tonight just for the type of things he made effective here for his ball club.
Yes, and Gaines, like I said, was smart, ran the ball well, made a couple catches, but that defensive stop to end that drive by Jurupa Valley, who went from north or east to west and right on the cusp of winning that ball game.
Well, if you want to be entertained, I think you got it tonight with a 25-24 victory of this ball game tonight with La Sierra coming out on top. And, Jeff, I think this is just a great start to league play of what we're going to see really throughout the entire season as we wind up here the regular season play over the next few weeks. So, for Jeff Gorham, this is J.R. Ibarra, and for the award-winning football coverage team here on Riverside TV, once again, it's the La Sierra Eagles coming out with a 1-point victory over the Jurupa Valley Jaguars. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.